This is a 97 Dodge Dakota. It's got stripped out slide pin holes for the brake caliper on the steering knuckle. The slide pin goes in there and it's supposed to thread in there, but it's stripped out. So this is how you would repair it. So these slide pins on a 97 Dakota are M9 thread pitch 1.25. So M9 1.25, you would need a heli-coil kit to repair these. You can buy this at Shucks. It's a M9 1.25, and this is how you would repair it. First, you start out with a drill bit 21/64. And you want to make this hole bigger so you can fit your new coil in for the new thread. So you start your drill bit out and you lubricate it. You drill out the hole. And then you go one drill bit bigger, which is 11/32. Make sure you drill as straight as you can. And then you go bigger again. Keep going one size bigger until you get to 3/8 drill bit. And make sure you keep the bit lubricated. It saves your bit so that you can use it again. The bit does hang up every once in a while because you are drilling into metal. We're going to go one more bit size, which is 3/8. Make sure you go back and forth with the bit a few times. You want that hole clean, and you want it as straight as possible. Now after you're done with that, make sure you clean it real good with either carb cleaner or brake cleaner. You don't want any excess metal or the lubricant you use for your drill bit on there. And spray it off real good with some compressed air. So now after you've drilled your hole out to the 3/8 size, which is only for the M9 1.25 thread pitch heli-coil, you want to take your tap, which will come in your heli-coil kit, and very slowly you need to cut new threads into the hole you just drilled. So you put the tip in and you just twist it until it starts to get a little hard. And you want to make sure this cutting bit is straight as an arrow, not crooked at all. This needs to go in very, very straight. What we're doing now is we're cutting new threads in the bigger hole, and you'll see why here shortly. It's going to be really tough at first because you're cutting into the metal. If for some reason the bit binds up, that means you're crooked. You want to back it out slowly. Take your 3/8 bit, re-drill your hole, make sure it's straight, and then try again. But don't do it too many times, because if you screw up, then you're going to have to go to a bigger heli-coil. When you see the bit start coming through the other side, that means you're almost through. It should start getting easier by now. There we go. Now you want to run this all the way to the very end of the bit after it spins freely, so that you know your threads are straight. And once you hit the back of the bit, just back it all the way out. You still want to keep the bit straight. And once you've done that, you'll see you have fresh threads inside that hole. Well, doesn't really want it. There we go. You have fresh threads in the bigger hole. Now we're going to put the heli-coil in. We want to spray that off with brake clean or carb cleaner one more time. Make sure all the metal shavings are gone. And spray it with compressed air. Okay. Now we grab our heli-coil insertion tool. This comes in the heli-coil kit. You want to take one of your coils, you want to thread it on. Well, you don't need to thread it because it's not compressed. Just put it on the tip of the coil until it meets the little groove. There's a groove in the tip of that the center part of the heli-coil will ride against, and that's what keeps the heli-coil spinning as it goes in. Then you want to take some red thread locker Loctite, high strength. It's very thick thread locker. You want to just give a little bead on the top of your new coil, and then get your coil started in your hole that you just made with the new threads. And then once it's started, I just use a 1/4-inch ratchet with a bit driver socket. And I just run that coil into the hole. And you run the coil all the way in until the very end of the coil is level with the back of the metal that you're the hole you're rethreading. And then just spin your insertion tool back out. Clean it with brake clean so that you get the thread locker compound off of it. And the end result will look like this one here. You have brand new threads in the hole so that you can put your new brake slide pin in. And it should fit pretty smoothly. It should just, oh, I'll wipe the threads off there, got some grease on it. Should just spin right in, straight, just like that. And you've rethreaded the slide pin for a 97 Dakota.